Welcome back to the show. Join us as our hero embarks on another epic journey in Gears of War 3 to uncover a grand conspiracy. This conspiracy is so mind-blowing and so mind-boggling that I don't even know what else to say. Rated R.
And welcome back to another Gears of War video. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong video. My bad, guys. Okay. So I kind of messed up over here, but it's all good. So here I am today, I'm doing another pack opening, another Gears of War pack opening, and today I'm doing a COG Officer pack opening. And you guys are probably like, wait a minute, isn't this supposed to be like a mind-blowing discovery, blah blah blah? Yeah, but I'm doing this pack opening to show you what made me go back to Gears of War Academy. And I don't know why I'm talking like this. Okay. So here we are in Gears of War 3 Academy, and I'm not gonna give you guys. The thing is, I only feel like true fans would actually watch this video. I don't think any like random new players who just watch this video are just people that are interested in you know, it's just Gears of War 3, so nobody really cares about this game anymore or whatever. But this was kind of a discovery that I found in 2012, and to give a brief history, this map actually launched with the Phoenix Rising map pack, which is came out in the summer of 2012, I believe. Might have been like August, if I remember correctly. And I'd say about December or January, around that time, 2012, 2013, I found out all this information just by, looking into the map. It was the first map of the DLC new maps, so when I first launched the private lobby, this was the first map that came up, so I went in, I checked it out, and for countless years I've always gone back and just seeing what Epic has done, like the direction that Epic has gone now. Like Epic is now, they're at the top of the world, aren't they? Epic's just chilling. They made Fortnite. They are fucking, I mean, this was a company that many people believed was going down the tubes. Once they sold the Gears of War franchise, they were just like, okay, Epic, they still have the engine, but, are they going to keep making games? And they responded with Fortnite, which Fortnite was already a game that Epic was working on since before Gears of War Judgment. So this is, just a quick brief history. I don't want to go too much into it. Like I said, the original video for this was like 45 minutes long, and I could sit here talking all day about this. So I really just wanted to just lay out my reasoning behind some of these discoveries that I found. And the first thing you notice, just looking at the overhead map, you see the certificate in the background. And there actually is a company called Oracle, and it does exist, and it's in California, and it's the second largest technology company in the world. They're behind technologies such as calculators, cash registers, ATM machines, ATM cards, anything basically to do with microchipping. This company is behind it all. And it's a known fact that Cliff Bleszinski, at one time or another, he has done private contracting work for this company. So I just thought that was kind of interesting, because we're over here at the Cliff spawn, and I really do believe that Cliff Bleszinski was trying to tell a story here about maybe the rise and fall of his life, or maybe the rise and fall of his time in the company Epic, or just the rise and fall in Gears of War in general. And this guy was a fucking genius, and now he's just sitting there, like he's just enjoying his money. He tries to make mobile games for his phone, like phones and stuff. I believe that the corporation went after him and for something, and I think like he was trying to tell us a story on this map, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But right now, let's just go check out the map. So I'm at the cliff spawn right now, and as I make my way to the center of the map, I just wanted to say, and I can't stress this enough, the amount of detail that was put in to actually create this map. And it's something that unfortunately we weren't able to see in Gears of War 4, but it just shows like how much they actually cared about Gears of War 3 at the time. And this map truly is beautiful. Like, you'll never see anything like this in a Gears of War game after Gears of War 3. So right now we're at the center of the map, and if you pay close attention to the overhead map and just looking at the architectural design of the map, you see the arboretum, the cliff spawn, the lecture hall, and the library spawn. If you build this up to scale, it actually builds up to a pyramid remember, there are 4 sides to the pyramid, and those spawns or those areas of interest are actually, you know, there's 4 areas. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And right now we're standing in the center of the map, and you know, many historians believe in the pyramids of Giza in Egypt that King Tut and his sons are actually buried in the center of the pyramids, which we've never been able to prove because we just haven't been able to get there yet. And if you look closely, these definitely look like tombs or coffins or graves. I don't know, but I thought it was kind of interesting. So now coming to this area, this area is the Dome of Rock, which is located in Jerusalem. And you know, this is the spot where Moses descended to heaven, according to, you know, the Bible. And you know, a lot of religions have ties to the Dome of Rock, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So right there is the biblical tree, the tree of life. Doesn't look that alive anymore. So this fish, the dragonfish, flew across the sky like pearls, lighting up the darkness. The entrance was upstream through the Dragon's Gate, through the great waterfall of the Blue River. Every fish that got that far sprouted golden wings and became a dragonfish. So right here is the fountain located on the, it's near the cliff spawn, and you know, the dragonfish, the koi fish, are swimming down the stream instead of up, indicating maybe the water's poisoned or just something. Here once again we're at the cliff spawn, and you know, cliff spawn I believe means, you know, with Cliff Beninsky, but I'll get into that a little bit later. And you know, the pyramids, if this is the Nile River, hypothetically, this is the Nile River, the pyramids would be facing east of the Nile River. So if you look at the overhead map, this would be east of that river. So if you pay close attention at this newspaper article right here that I uncovered, if you look at the date on the right hand side where I'm pointing with my pistol, the date actually looks like it's possibly September 11th, year 2000. So I thought that was just kind of interesting that I was able to uncover this. And you know, these newspapers are all around the map, and you could kind of, it's mainly the same pages. You know, there's ones that say devastation, millions murdered, and I just thought that was interesting. So right here we're at the monument, which is kind of cool. This is labeled the monument on the overhead map, and if you look around, you see a lot of these Washington monuments everywhere. Many Illuminati conspiracy theorists believe that Washington was part of the Freemasons, which he actually was part of the Freemasons, and there was a lot of US presidents that have been part of the Freemasons, which is a secret society. It's not exactly the Illuminati, but it's some kind of, you know, society. And you know, you look at this right here, this is the book, and you see the pyramid with the eye of Lucifer. That's what it's supposed to represent. And this guy that I'm actually pointing at, his face right there, he actually looks a lot like Adam Weishaupt. It's German. He's supposedly the founder of the Illuminati cult in Germany. So I thought that was just kind of interesting that he does actually have a strong resemblance to that guy. And the book that he was reading has the, you know, it has the pyramid with the eye in it. You know, that's just kind of cool. All right. So right here we're looking at the flag. And this Gears of War flag, this is a crazy story. This flag actually doesn't exist anywhere else in the universe in Gears of War. Not in the comic books, not in any other games. You'll never see this flag ever again, only on this map. And you know, it's almost like this, the point of in the center of the map is like an oracle. You know, this is the Oracle Academy, and the oracle would be Cliff Beninsky. And it kind of shows like the symbolism on this flag. Those 3 lines that are going backwards, it shows like a change of direction, or you know, just some kind of infiltration takeover of Epic or of Cliff Beninsky or something. It just doesn't make sense that Cliff Beninsky would quit his job at Epic or get fired by many people believe. So on this map, right now I'm in the library. You see a lot of cool stuff on top of the walls and ceilings and stuff. There's a lot of like drawings, and right up there it kind of looks like a dagger or some type of sword. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it definitely looks like some kind of sword. And you know, just all around the map you see these little things, like some of the stuff there's depiction of, you know, Mayan art, Egyptian art, and even on the walls like there's landscapes you know, like map designs of, you know, this looks definitely like a map of some sort, like an aerial view of, you know, Africa or Europe or just something. There's a lot of weird stuff on these walls, and I could sit here all day and just go through. I mean, I found faces on the walls. I found all kinds of stuff. I've even found writings on the walls, like just random, you know, letters and stuff like that. So I just thought that was just really interesting, but I'm not going to go too much into that. So, you know, here's just another example of the newspaper articles. You could see there's like a guy right there. He looks very familiar, like some kind of scientist. I just don't know who the hell he is, and I've never been able to figure that out. And, you know, this is the Oracle Academy. And, you know, there's not really much to say that hasn't been said about this already. I just wanted to come over here and just show you guys this. You know, it's just kind of interesting that all these, you know, these things are on this map. So right now I'm just on Google, you know, looking through some of the stuff. You see right here, Oracle Academy. This is the company Oracle. You know, the Dome of Rock, which was like that structure near the tombs. The founder of the Illuminati, the Adam Weishaupt guy, looks very similar to that guy, but that had the book. You know, the Tree of Life, the biblical tree. And this is the legend of the koi fish, the dragonfish. And this is a Mayan pyramid, and this one is an Egyptian pyramid. And this is the king's chamber inside the Great Pyramid. You know, how many sides does a pyramid have? 4. And, you know, so it's just very interesting that all of this can be tied together with this Gears of War map. And I really truly believe that there was like a story behind this, that somehow the major corporation infiltrated Gears of War and they silenced Cliff Beninsky, because Cliff Beninsky was a guy that had a lot of influence in this company. He was the master behind all the great games that Epic pushed out over the years, and we know that he took all the blame for Gears of War 3. And that was something that everyone blamed him. The fans, every single person blamed Cliff Beninsky for all the failures of Gears of War 3, mainly the dedicated servers and like the retro and the sawed-off shotgun and all this stuff. And Cliffy took the blame. And after they sold the franchise, right before they sold the franchise, they had the Gears of War Judgment, in which you see a lot of things with Judgment, like, you know, it was like they were building up for something, or even like the name Judgment was like the judgment of Cliff Beninsky, because like they really butchered Gears of War with Gears of War Judgment. I mean, they did a lot of stuff to that game that was the complete opposite. I mean, Gears of War Judgment was just like a kick to the face for all the fans that played Gears of War, because everything was like the opposite. The game was like Call of Duty. There was no Locust. It was basically a game that whatever people ever complained about in Gears of War, like Judgment was the game that supposedly fixed everything. And you got to see like a lot of Fortnite prototype going on in Gears of War Judgment. If like Fortnite or Gears of War Judgment had a lot of like loot boxes and stuff like that, and now in 2018, you know, fast forward 5 years later, you see the company, you know, Epic, and if anyone doesn't believe that Epic has been infiltrated by Big Brother in some way, shape, or form, this is pretty good proof, what I showed here today. And not only that, like Fortnite in itself is just like a game that's, it's like, you know, it brainwashes the youth. I really truly believe that, because, you know, you got a game to where it shows like violence is okay and violence can be fun. You know, when you kill people in the game, you dance around. It's very cartoony. It's very marketed to young children. And I mean, the game has a battle bus which resembles a school bus. It looks just like a school bus, but it's blue. And, you know, instead of kids in my day, you know, instead of us pretending to be Pikachu and Bulbasaur and getting kicked out of school for Pokemon cards, because that's the era I grew up in, now you have kids going to school playing Fortnite on their cell phones. And they're, you know, and, you know, even younger, it's key to the 12 and up. That's the rating on it. But, you know, like 5 and 6 year old kids are playing this game, and parents are going to buy it because it's very cartoony. And it's not only that, it's free. So these kids could download this game without even their parents' knowledge. And that's the scary part about this game, and why it became so popular, is because it was not only a free game, but it's just, you know, the brainwashing into the young kids these days. Like, I feel so bad for them because, you know, we know that the, you know, corporate America and just the government in general, like, they do brainwash you in some way, shape, or form. Like, perfect example is racism. Like, I had no idea that racism existed until I was about in 4th grade, when we spent the whole month learning about racism and Black History Month and all that. Then after that, I was a racist. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not actually a racist, but I'm giving you an example. So I feel like Fortnite, in that sense, like, there is a conspiracy, because we know that gaming, the direction that gaming has went to in the last few years, is not a pretty sight. Like, we know, like, games are more popular than ever. People are making tons of money off of, like, YouTube and Twitch and all of this, you know, esports, all of that. And I truly believe that in some way, shape, or form, that they have been infiltrated by the corporate elite. Gears of War 3 was infiltrated in some way, shape, or form. Then this is the proof. And that the final nail in the coffin that I think this conspiracy is actually true is the fact that Anya Shroud was killed off with no explanation. Something I actually predicted that would happen, and if the Gears of War franchise continued, because Cliffy had a personal connection to Anya Shroud, and she was based off of someone in Cliff's life. It was his dream girl, his first true love. And at the end of Gears of War 3, you see that alternate universe of reality where Cliffy succeeds with his true love and lives happily ever after. That's why that scene at the end of Gears of War 3 with Marcus and Anya was so powerful, and that this scene in Gears of War 4 to me is equally as powerful, because Gears of War 4 kind of ends his legacy. And you know, the tombstone should just say Cliff Bleszinski. And, you know, I can't say his fucking name right. I know I can't say his name right, but, you know, the guy was a master. He was a genius, man. That guy, and now this guy just doesn't do anything. Like, come on, you know? And what makes this even more interesting, I remember watching an interview with Rod Ferguson when the guy asked him, would he ever work with Cliff Bleszinski again? And Rod Ferguson nodded his head and just simply replied yes, but you could just see the emotion of Rod Ferguson when he replied, because as many people know, Rod Ferguson always had a lot of control because he worked for Microsoft, and he was the guy that would push the changes to, you know, to Cliff, because, you know, Cliff didn't want to change Gears of War. It was his game, and he really wanted to keep it the way he wanted it, but the corporation always, you know, pushed him to change the game and add new stuff to the game. And it finally, I feel like after so many years, I actually have closure in this whole thing, this whole mess. This thing has driven me crazy, literally. Like, I always research this. Like, every month I'll go back and just take a quick look to see if I can find anything new or just whatever. But I felt like after playing the campaign in Gears of War 4 and seeing this, I was able to sleep better at night, knowing that I discovered this, but at the same time, like, you know, it's over. I can walk away, and I know when to walk away from a good fight. And that's all I have to say here today, guys. I appreciate anyone who watched this video. I know I kind of ranting a little bit, but I just wanted to just thank everyone who's stuck with me over the years, and the few people that have watched me still till this day. I just wanted to thank you. I came out of retirement for this. You know, this is a video that I wanted to make already 5 years ago, and like, I feel like today finally I could just bury it. You know, like, this is it. Like, I might bring it up again in another video or something, but I feel like, you know, I just wanted this knowledge to be passed down to for everyone to see. And just, you know, I encourage anyone to go there and just analyze the stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in Gears on that map that I haven't even mentioned. That's the funny thing. Like I said, the original video is really long, and I barely scratched the surface here today with this video, but I just wanted to throw it out there, and you guys can come up with your own conclusions. And with that being said, that's it for